Hi guys, welcome to another edition of the Practice Gratitude Success Show. And this is the end of the first week. This has been just an incredible week of a lot of the technical challenges and fun and laughter and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. I'm getting a phone call. I bet you that's probably Jackson right there. Yep, it is. Let me talk to JMan.
Hey, I'm trying to get in there, Bob. I went to the link. I think I'm going to have to register and then have you bring me over.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, all right.
All right, okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, brother.
Jackson has to register, and then I'll bring him over. So yeah, Judy, happy birthday the other day. But anyways, guys, so thank you so much for everybody for participating, for helping out on this very first week, this challenging week. Again, I've been having a lot of technical issues on Facebook right now. On Facebook, I can't even post on Facebook unless I use my other computer, the one that has Linux. So I'm not here to talk about problems, but sometimes life just kind of like does things to you. There's Jackson. He's is he in? I think. Are you in, Jackson?
I think I am, Bob.
You're in, and you're even white boxed. And I just learned about that last night.
I don't even know what that means yet, but you're the expert.
See, I'm the expert. Hey, how is our sound, guys? Can you let us know what our sound is like here right now?
Right here, right now. We need to know right now, right here, right. Hey, look at this, Bobby. Yeah.
What's that say?
Who's awesome?
Who's awesome?
Yeah, I have the official cup.
There you go, the MLSP cup.
Yeah. Now I have something to spit my tobacco in. I don't chew tobacco.
Like chewing tobacco. I actually used to chew tobacco. That was probably the worst habit I think I've ever had.
I used to watch people do that. I'm not admitting nothing on this. Is all live, so forget about it.
Hey, you know what? One of the things I like to do on this show is I like to recap what just took place on the Doug Fireball at the Saturday Night Fire show. And
hi, everybody. Sorry, Bob.
Hi, Jackson. Hi, Jackson.
Sorry.
I like to take a few minutes and just like kind of like it gives me a little bit of momentum. But so today on the Saturday Night Fire call was the one and only Jackson Kelly was the one that was presenting today. So it was just so cool. And what was so neat today, Jackson? He gave a little story about his Marine days, but he started off saying about success, about how success is usually just like a step, just a step away. So it's real close. And sometimes we think that when we're going through it, it seems like it's so far away, doesn't it, Jackson? It seems like it's so far away. But when we're mired in the jungle or the muck or the mud, but you got to keep moving forward. You got to keep stepping forward. That's what I wrote down a lot of notes today that Jackson had said. So I am not going to tell my notes because I've got the man right here, right now. I'm gonna let him go ahead and just recap that before we talk about Friday Night Live today. But go ahead, Jackson, recap what you were saying today. So in case people missed that show today.
Okay. All right. Well, I think a lot of people were there, but basically, Bob, it's and thank you so much for having me on your show. And I love that we're talking about today. What we're talking about, but what I talked about this morning on Doug Fireball Set It on Fire call is that success. I want everybody to think that success is only a small step away. And I mentioned the Chinese philosopher Bob Lao Tzu, who said a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. Mm-hmm. And I talked about me and my buddies, my platoon, we were dropped off in the middle of the Okinawan jungle, which, I'll elaborate a little bit more on that, Bob, is, in Okinawa, they have snakes called habus, and they get as... I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. They get around as, just huge around. And we, our mission was to encamp and gather our position and then make it back to base. And it was a 24-hour thing. We had 1 hour of sleep, and we just kept thinking in our minds, each teeny step is going to get us there. And sometimes that's all you can think. But yeah, it really is. If you never take that first step, that first action step, and then those following action steps. I can tell you this, when we finally saw, even though it was a long shot off, when we finally got on a range and knew the base was there, those steps got very fast, as tired as we were.
And you were talking about how that is like with success. Sometimes we're doing things, and sometimes when people do succeed, they go, "Oh wow, you're an overnight success." They don't see the things that took place before you got to that point. And that's why it's so important not to quit. Just keep going. Just keep going all the time. Just keep moving forward.
It is. I mean, because we got it was a jungle warfare train exercise, and we got to walk around the base with our berets on that nobody else got to wear because we were number one. And as we would march by or run by, we are Marines, we're running strong. They'd look at us, and I imagine they thought, "Wow," but they didn't know, what we had all gone through, and sometimes there is tears, and sometimes there's sweat and blood and difficulties, and you think, "Gosh, I don't even want to go through with this today. It's too much. Why am I doing this crap anyway?" Sorry, I got Marine Corps there, and but it's that's what you push through. That's where leadership is born. Leadership is born inside of you. The battle is won right here in your brain housing group. Right. Because if it's not, it's more about up here than it is anywhere else, Bob. And you're doing that, and so are a lot of other people here. And it's really awesome to be part of everything that's going on.
Well, thank you. I mean, you were a big part of me beginning this show right here. First of all, watching you perform on Friday Night Live, and that's what we're going to talk about here today, because it's just a little over a year that you've been doing Friday Night Live. And so let's go back. Let's go back to what made you start thinking about doing the Monday Night Live or the Friday Night Live show. What got you thinking about that?
Well, in the beginning, like everybody, you're hearing, "Hey, take action and do something," but then you're like, what? You look around at the leaders, and you think, "Gosh, how can I even stand out in a crowded space like this?" And then when they told me this, I actually took it serious. They said, "Do something that you'd love to do." Well, many of you who may have been to Friday Night Live may have surmised that I've watched a couple late night talk shows in my life, and I love that, and that's always what I would love to do, and so I thought, and then Brian Finale once said, "You can be anybody you want. This is your time. Do it." And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to do something really crazy. And I'm going to do exactly what you people said. They said, "Don't listen to the negativity." What shocked me, Bob, is that when they said, when you start standing up and when you start moving forward, there'll be opposition against you and there'll be haters. The thing that shocked me is that sometimes the very people that are telling you that might be the very ones. And that can come as a substantial blow to you. But I want to encourage everybody here, don't let it. Don't let it shine you even more. Just like a diamond in coal. It's that pressure that makes you pop. And so that really was it, Bob. It was just Christi and I kind of looked at each other. There was a lot more than that, but we said, let's do it in a way that we love, and let's do it so that people come and, let's do something that's not boring. I mean, that was really it. We call it, what we call it is edutainment. It's educational and it's entertainment. It's edutainment. Some others call us fancy pants marketers, but we don't care.
I think I might have missed maybe 2 shows total in that whole year. It's a great show. And I remember the very first one or second, and you were struggling as much as I struggle here with technology, and I even told you that a few times. But that's okay. But look at that nice set you have now. Then Christi comes on. You guys are all dressed up, and I mean, it's a class operation right now. And you did it within a year's time, and that is just so awesome, Jackson. I really take my hat off to you. In fact, I don't even have a hat on, but if I had one, I would take it off. Or I should get a black hat and those black glasses.
You mean something of this nature?
Let's play that music. Let's rock and roll.
We can do that. Hey, you know what? It's really the people, though. It's the community. Christi and I discovered something along the way, Bob, and it's what's happening in your space. Guys, listen, when you have a community of people that come together, that's what it's all about. You know, collectively, if we all come together as a community under a single cause, which is to serve and help and better people's lives, collectively, we can become a force to be reckoned with a lot quicker than one by one.
Oh,
Do you agree with that, Bobby?
Oh, I mean, absolutely, absolutely.
And that's so Friday Night Live is nothing without the people like yourself and Judy and Chris Schaus and Rick Johnson and Craig Kassler. And I'm going to forget, I'm not going to say everybody, but, you know, just all the people that have been there along the way. And we just, you know, at one point I'm like, these people are crazy. but apparently what's happened is you guys were digging the community, you were digging the concept, and that's all that's what it's all about for each one of us. You're going to find your fans, you're going to find your people, especially when you come from a sincere heart. And you know, you're not spinning plates of confusion, and you know, there is a very advantageous thing in this space, Bob, about keeping people confused. You have a lot of people warning about shiny objects who actually are the shiny object as they point their finger about. So, you know, it's important to stay focused on your plan, on your mission, and let that noise just fly you by, because your audience is there. They're waiting for you, just like the people that wait for Bob Miller. Every single day they wait for Bob Miller, and they wait for that video, and to wait to see Andy and Lynn and all you guys' different hijinks together. And I'm one of them, and there's a lot of others. And so it just proves it. No matter who is calling you small, or the peanut gallery, or fancy pants marketers, don't worry about that. Let it encourage you. It's when those people are talking about you, they're afraid, because you're coming out and you're actually serving the people, and that's cool. That's what we do at Friday Night Live.
And I remember when you were first talking about this idea, and there were certain people in that space that said, "No, dude, you crazy. That's not going to work. Friday night is like the worst night ever. Who the heck is ever going to show up on a Friday night?"
Yeah, and I want to go ahead and elaborate on that. Friday nights are terrible. Stay away from Friday nights altogether. Don't do anything creative on a Friday night. Get your butt into Friday Night Live, because that's where you belong. How do you like that? Boom. Yeah, they did, Bobby. They did. And you know, it could have, you know, it could have been from, you know, just a genuine heart saying, hey, that doesn't really work. But you know what? When you start listening to folks, and you start, you know, you understand, and you take the stuff that they say real. That's what we did. Christi and I were crazy enough just to take all the things that they said were real. That you know, do what you love, be different, stand out, be one of a kind, be an original, be yourself. You know what? If you actually take that and do that, God's going to do something crazy and good with that. He will.
It's like parting the Red Sea. You start walking, and all of a sudden everything just starts to part, doesn't it? It just opens up. The universe opens up for you when you start making that step.
Well, it does. See, what the thing is, you know, we talk about social media and how to master social media all the time, right? But really, mastering social media is just showing up. It's showing up and putting something of value. Today, I talked on the Set It On Fire call, okay? But I'm going to tell you something. There was more than me on that call. I was the only one talking. Not and that's obviously because of functionality of you know, only one person can talk at a time. But the point of it is you step up and you give. You know, last night, Dr. Doug called me at almost 11 p.m. my time and said, "Can you do the call tomorrow?" I was up till 1:30 in the morning preparing for that call. So it's not all, you know, it's not all fun and games. Sometimes it's like, what? You know, he got into a bind. I love him to death. I'd do anything for him, but I'm going to try to do the best job I can. And so if people just show up and take action, every single one of you has an audience waiting for you. And I don't know what it is. It could be, you know, some people just put out absolutely stunning, beautiful memes. But, you know, we understand, as we all are, you know, in this social media thing, Bob, that, you know, the video is the most powerful tool in the world. What we're doing right now, guys, was unheard of. Do you understand the opportunity? This is Bob. I'm passionate about this because look what you've done. You know, you just said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this year. You said, I'm going to take this a step further. And you got your backdrop, you know, and you got your dancing girls now. And you know, yeah. And everything's coming together because what you're doing is uncommon. It's uncommon servitude. And now you could do this. Before, you just have to grab a Bible and go stand on the street and hope you didn't get arrested. Today you have a platform. You can be anything you want. You can do a 15-minute day of video that just says, you know, like Bob, you know, whatever it is. Look for that special something inside you, because Bob, I want to talk about that video. That inspired the jump video, right?
Oh yeah, wasn't it cool?
Oh, it's incredible. You know, you guys, if you didn't see this, you're going to see it tonight on Friday Night Live. Oh, cool. We're going to show that because it's so profound. Steve Harvey, if you haven't seen it, wait and come to Friday Night Live or see it on Bob or I's wall. It's about everybody has to jump. And you got to see this. And basically what Steve Harvey is saying is successful people, Bob, like you know, they take a jump and it's a risk. And Bob said to me, he goes, Jackson, JMan, do you think I should do this? And I don't think too. And I just gave him a resounding yes, because we got to all make that jump. You got to let people know you, not me, not Bob, you, and put your stuff out there, your personality, and do it with zest, and the world will grab a hold of it. They absolutely will. Your world.
Hey, Jackson, do you remember your very first guest on your show?
Who?
I hit you with one of those hardball questions, the ones that Christi always throws on your show.
That is hard because I can barely remember my first show. So and it's not that long ago, but no, who was it?
Well, mention some of the first ones, some of the bigger names. You had a lot of big name people. I know Rob Ford was on there. I mean,
oh my gosh, are you kidding? Yeah, I don't remember the first. I mean, we had I think Bert Bledsoe had come on a few times. You know, yeah, and I thought, you know what? From now on, I don't want to have my guests at gunpoint. So then we moved on to some other folks, and we had April Marie Tucker, we had Patricia Sweeney, we had Rob Four, we had Stephen and Lanacia Rachel. Then we had Mark Lalonde, and you know, Mark Lalonde, you know, was you know, for a long time, no one even knew what he would even get on cam. And you know, he didn't want to do the show, and I had to pull him into it. Now the guy, you can't get him away from cam. He's stripping, taking off his shirt, and God only knows what. So, you know, it's you know, it really, it just, our idea was, you know, we were actually, this is what we were told, and some of you probably heard this before. We were saying, who are you? You don't have any results. What are you doing? And these are the very people that you're supposed to pay money to and have them be your cheerleaders. And they're like, what do you do? Who the heck are you? Get out of here, pal. And but that's okay. We thought, you know what? Okay. So maybe we're nobody to you guys, but we know a couple somebodies. So our concept was, it wasn't new, but basically we invited some folks on and profiled them. Hey guys, people love to talk about themselves, let's face it. And so we just kind of took that concept, invited some people in that people wanted to listen to. And we were absolutely, Bob, we were absolutely satisfied with just being the host. You know, maybe I don't know everything, but it's all about leverage, right? I mean, this whole thing is about leverage. We all leverage each other on up the way. If I'm Ray Higdon and I want to up my game, I'm going to up my game and pay a bunch of money to some guy for some more teaching that's going to bring me to a next level. Now I'm leveraging that, and it just all works like that. And so Friday Night Live really was, it is just it's just an evolving thing, just like what you're doing and everybody else. I mean, it's nothing special in and itself, except everything is special when you put your heart into it, you put your action into it, and you put your dedication into it.
I was just going to use that same word, evolving. It's evolving, and that's what it's all about. We're all growing. We're all evolving.
Yeah, and look at what one decision that you made last year, or 2 years ago, whenever, 2014, 15, the end of 2014, and look what it's done. Not necessarily you, and it has changed you in ways that we're going to discover, I'm sure, all through this year with your new show. But what it's done is it's transformed other people's lives. And you know what? That's where it came from, didn't it, Bob? It came from your heart of service. You said, hey, I got a great idea. Hey, God, that sounds pretty good. I'm going to go out and just make people's day and let the chips fall where they may. Hey, that rhymed. That was pretty good.
Nicole has a question here. She wants to know, like, has there always been a top 10 on your show?
No, that's from Nicole. Bless your heart. No, there hasn't always been a top 10. That was one of those evolving things, right, Bob?
Right.
And it's fun. And, it's guys, listen, sometimes Christi and I, right before this thing, are running around with, I one time I showed up and sat down and I had her outfit on. I'm just kidding. But I mean, it gets, but don't ever let that discourage you. You got to have fun with it. We give each other a kiss right before the show. And then we just say, have a good show. And then we go to our own separate corners. And sometimes, I show up in lingerie. No, that's not true. But I want you guys to be encouraged. I want to kind of tell them, Bob, because as you know, things will happen. Opposition will come, and you just need to show up. And do your thing, be your thing, like Chris Schaus or Judy. You've talked to these folks. Every one of these people, they have their own personality. I'll get on the phone. I get on the phone with Bob or Judy or Chris Schaus or Craig or what. And it's terrible because I got to put on a timer because we'll just sit there and chat forever. They're interesting, awesome people, and they have everybody. You have something to give, and there's people that want it from you. You don't have to be perfect.
I love that Chris Schaus is always on your show. She's always sitting there with the hat and the sunglasses on. She's on every show.
Well, you know what? Chris Schaus is actually a very intelligent woman. And proof of that is, this is it. We talk about exposure. Here is all you need to get on Friday Night Live and expose your brand. But, maybe people don't want to brush brands with some schleppy folks like us, because we get crazy, Bob. Sometimes, there's things that we have to edit.
It wasn't too long ago when Chris Schaus said that she did not want to be on camera. It wasn't that many months ago, and now you can't get her off.
Yeah. And that's action steps. And because of that, she's exposing her brand and it's, it's awesome. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. And the main thing is, some people have rejected it as, a bunch of fluff and buff. But you know what? I'm going to tell you something, guys. If you really want to affect someone, you want to build a team, don't call them a team. Even in your heart, even in your mind. If you want to build something in direct sales, you can't do it on your own. You know that, right?
Right.
You can't. Now, what you can do, though, is if you pour your heart out and become a service and you have something to better people's lives with, and you have a plan and direction, just like I was talking about this morning, Bob. When you're in a dense, dark jungle, how do you find your way out? You have to stick to a plan. If you don't, you can die. Mm-hmm. So, in life, you can too. You can die of depression, heartbreak, discouragement. This stuff gets you down. Things happen. You belong to a system, you belong to a place, and you feel like, hey, I'm here. People know I'm here. And then one payment's late, and all of a sudden they don't even know your name. That's not community, guys. Community is a place where you come together with like-minded people and you all lift each other up, all together. When the water rises, you all go up, because that's real community. In our community, Bob, just like your community, we're not afraid to call you family. We're not afraid to tell you we love you because we do love you. It's actually your love. Bob, is it their love that gets you up in the morning?
Absolutely.
Isn't it energizing?
Absolutely.
There is no product on this earth, you guys, that is more fulfilling than when you start getting jiggy with your thing and you start pouring that out into the marketplace. Man, when I see you guys pop up on Friday Night Live in that chat, that's it. I don't care about YouTube. I don't care about views. I care about you guys, because that's why if nobody showed up, I'm not like everybody. I'd close shop, go and cry, and become depressed, and I'd have another excuse to become an alcoholic. But no.
Okay, so Jackson, people run across this thing by accident. They run across this video by accident. How can they access Friday Night Live? What time is it? When can we get there? Some specifics. How can we get to Friday Night Live?
Well, Friday Night Live is, thank you, Bob. Friday Night Live is every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 6 p.m. Pacific. You have to do the middle. I can't do that right now. And it's every Friday night, and it's live, and you can be there and you can come over. But it's every Friday night. And find it. It's Friday Night Live, the Mastermind group, Bob. And if they can't find that, they can simply go to my page, Jackson Kelly. You'll find me there on the Facebooks, and then there's always a link there and whatnot. So it's pretty easy to find, Bob. And if you can't, then just find Bob. Find Bob.
Well, you're not going to find me right now because I'm having some issues with Facebook. I'm having some issues right now with echoing. I see this as well. So. And I don't even know what that. All these technical things, I'll just have to work out the bugs. That's all. Just have to work them out.
Well, yeah, that's right, and that's all part of it. You know, we talked about technology, and you know, it's you got to roll with the punches and never let them see you sweat, because we're all in this together. And why you think? See, you're sweating, Bob. We're all in this together. But you know, when we got a bad echo, they're saying, but hopefully, well, I don't know. But anyways, so hey, I want to say, Bob, thank you so much. Maybe mute real quick, Bob, for just a second. Yours. Do you know how to do that? And then maybe it'll stop. Anyways, we got about 2 minutes before the hour here. So listen, Bob, I want to say thank you for what you're doing. Seriously, every day you put it out there, and so many people look forward to it. You brighten so many people's lives. You're empowering people like you don't even know. Heck, it's so inspiring, and it's just awesome to be a part of it. And both Christi and myself, and I know everybody here, we love you to death. And we look forward to you every day, and to you guys, or someone watching this video that hasn't seen it before, maybe on Bob's YouTube or what. Hey, you know, get connected with a community that loves you and really cares about you. You don't have to be perfect, because God knows we're certainly not. But just show up and let your love light shine, and practice gratitude and success with Bob, and your life is going to start transforming. Thank you so much, Bob. It is an honor to be invited here this morning to be with you on your show.
Thank you, Jackson, for being an abundance warrior along with us.
Believe it.
Have a great weekend, guys. See you tonight, Friday Night Live.
All right. I love you guys. Thank you. We'll see you tonight. Yeah, come Friday Night Live, 9 p.m. We're going to do some crazy stuff. We're going to juggle cats and kittens.
Who's your guest?
What's that?
Who's your guest tonight?
Jackson Kelly.
Okay.
He's amazing. No, tonight we're going to talk about jumping. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about empowering you to take that next step this year, to crush 2016, and to just, you know, close your eyes and jump and wait for your parachute to open. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to let you know that you got a huge support system around you. So when you're ready to jump, we're ready to sail with you.
Awesome. We'll see you tonight.
God bless everybody. Good night. Or good day. Go crush the day. Go save somebody. Tell them that people love them. Bring them in. Invite people. That's what it's all about. Love you, Bob. God bless.